All right, YouTube, what's up, y'all? I had to come to the crib and get everybody's take on this one. I'm gonna name this one the greatest trick in the history of the world. Um, it's been a few videos that's been out that touch on a few different things that made me think about some things, and it got me to thinking. And I've been analyzing this, the best way I can. I'm sure that some people will disagree with me, and that's fine. Respectfully disagree. That's cool. But the greatest trick in the history of the world has been money, currency. Um, I believe that when initially thought of by whoever, I think that it was a good idea, but it was quickly learned that it can be used as power and a way to manipulate. Um, just think about the fact that on all levels, that so much of what we do is centered around currency. You can name a number of things. Um, Everything from you know, anything. Silver, gold, diamonds. Baseballs, autographs. All of that is always based upon its currency worth or its monetary value, and and we give money so much power. And I started to think about all of the things that these old sayings and why they are said. The love of money is the root of all evil. The almighty dollar. The almighty dollar. You've heard that saying before. And it goes millenniums into history that we've given so much value to money. No matter what it is, it doesn't even matter on what form it's in. Paper, plastic, coins, metal, diamonds, everything. Everything is based on a monetary value. A good job is based on the amount of money that you make from that job. Um, and the odd thing about it is the people who control the money, which is a small group of people, control the world. If I could determine how much money you make, the value that you've given money, then I control you. And think about this. We all have a price, right? How much would it cost for your wife or your girlfriend? How much would I have to pay you for that? How much can I buy her for? Or your son or your daughter or your mother or father or your auntie or your brother? And I know most of y'all thinking like, you know what? I ain't gonna sell my kids. Well, sad part about it is you already sold, which in turns mean your kid is already sold. Everything we do is based around monetary value. That is the reason we'll never have power. The power is determined by the value that we give things. How much is gold worth? We'll go nuts for a brick of gold because it's worth a certain amount of monetary dollars. Um, if if we were to completely strip away the value of money, do you know how much power the common man would have? Just think about this. And you can even go back to my video titled establishment. If Bill Gates walked into a McDonald's and he got up to the counter and said, you order whatever your favorite combo is, or whatever you would get when you go to McDonald's. And the girl or the guy at the register said, I'm not serving you. And he said, well, how about you? And that person said, no, I'm not serving you either. So where the manager at? The manager comes up and says, you know what? I'm not letting nobody in the store serve you. What the fuck could he do? The only thing he could do is say, wow, I'll pay somebody. But if we took away the value of that, who really would have the power? The fact that money is power is because you can always get somebody to do something for any amount of money. You can get somebody to have a baby. You can get somebody to fuck you, suck your dick, lick your ass, steal for you, kill for you, jump out a building, off a bridge, fucking fix a car, drive you around. You could get somebody to do anything for a particular amount of money. And the funny thing is, when it comes to power, I could be wrong, but the way I've analyzed it is you only need two elements to have power. Needs or fear. Fear is an emotion that drives us to do so much. Fear causes people to lie, to steal, to cheat, to do all kinds of things. Fear causes us to fight. Fear causes us to run. Fear causes us to do a lot of things. Fear is a driven emotion that'll make us do lots of things. And the fear of not having money comes from the consequences that we think not having money will have, based on the value that we've given money. Now, from the moment that your daddy was up in your mama, squeezing his ass cheeks to push you out, you were being pushed into a cycle of redundancy that will forever keep you in this system. It's a loop that's taught from that moment to keep you in the system. From the moment your mother said she was pregnant, it cost her some money. Because she had to buy something, whether it be bigger clothes, a baby bed, she had to move, a pregnancy test. It had to cost something. Then when you're born, you're taught to go to school, to get an education, to get a better job, which is all part of the system. Think about this. What is education? An educated man means what? He has the knowledge to what? How much of education is applicable knowledge? Even a brain surgeon. How much of all of the shit that he learned was applicable in his fucking surgery? How much? From the time he was able to understand a word, how to count 1, 2, 3, it's all part of the system in order to keep you in the loop of your dependency on money. So everything we do, every way we do it, is dependent on money. When you go out to drink, you want to drink the best wine or the best liquor or to drink the best beer because it costs the most money. You want to drive the best cars or drive a car? It's going to cost money. You want to go to school so you can go to college. That's going to cost you money. You want to learn something to get a job so you can make some more money. Everything we do is based around that. If being a professional athlete paid the same amount as being a policeman, how many kids would be dying to go to the NBA or the NFL? You wouldn't. But everything we do is based on that. Some of the dumbest motherfuckers you probably would ever know is playing some professional sport. And they're looked upon differently because they make good money. So all the other shit don't even matter. If we, as people, the masses, if we strip that away, we strip away the power. If for no amount of money, what, I take out somebody else's trash or clean somebody's floor or drive them around, I would strip away the power that one could have over me. See, as children, we're taught things that seems like education, but it's all part of keeping us in the loop in the system. Why as a kid you aren't taught to grow vegetables or how to purify water to make it edible or drinkable to sustain life? Why is it that a big house for some reason is more worthy than a small house? We only can be in one room at a time. If I could grow all of my own food, raise my own chickens and cows or whatever, live in a little hut near a beach that grew weed and everything else, what more would I need, really? I could eat every day, eat what I wanted to eat. Wouldn't have to work for nobody and be stressed out about the shit that I don't have and I don't need. All of that is part of keeping us in that loop. We're taught this shit from the moment we learn how to say ABC and 1, 2, 3. All the rest of our lives are taught to go to school, go to college, get an education, get a job, work for somebody. Or even if you call yourself being an entrepreneur, if you making money, that means you making somebody else some money. Don't matter how much you make, what the fuck you making. Somebody else, you're making some money. So it's all based on a monetary system of living. And that's not just for us Americans. That shit is across the world. Because this shit goes back millenniums. We're not talking about the history of the United States. We're talking about the history of the world. This shit was spread and somehow was learned to be manipulated. It was learned to be manipulated to be controlled by a few people. If I gave you, if I handed you one of these, how much is it? How much is it worth? Was that $1 I put up? 10, 20, or 5, 100? Was it even real money? If I gave you that and it looked real, felt real, and you can do whatever you usually do with it, it was real to you. It served its purpose. And it was nothing but a piece of paper, but it served its purpose because we gave it value. You know, it could be this piece of aluminum foil. If we gave it the same value as this, what would be the difference? If you could do the same thing with it, what would be the difference? The craziest shit though is, if you were dying, you couldn't eat it. If you were thirsty, you couldn't drink it. If you were bleeding, it wouldn't stop your blood from bleeding. It wouldn't heal your cancer. Or stop you from choking if you were choking. You couldn't take a shower in it. You couldn't wear it for clothes. It wouldn't keep you dry if it was raining. You couldn't live in it if you were cold. It wouldn't keep you warm. It couldn't take you from point A to point B. You couldn't do shit with it because it's just a piece of paper. But everything in this whole world is taught to keep us in this system. And as long as we in this system, it's a handful of people with all of the power, because we put all of our value in the almighty dollar. That is the greatest trick in the history of the world. Of the world. Of the world. And if you go back and look at my vid, The Establishment, I touched on this. And still from time to time, when I'm just laying in the bed or I get by myself and I get a chance to, just really just let my thoughts, run, I always think about this time, that blackout we had. And when I was laying in the bed that night, that first night, and I was just thinking like, wow, this money in my pocket, I can't do shit with it. Don't mean nothing. If I gotta eat, what the fuck am I gonna eat? If the grocery store don't open up, what the fuck am I gonna eat? If a bunch of us go looting, bang that bitch down, steal some food, if it's a couple thousand of us, I might be able to run out of there with a week's worth of food for me. What about my moms and my pops? So now we got enough food for a day or two. Now, if I got a pocket full of money, can I go next door and buy their food from them? Maybe. But if they don't want to sell it, I can ask them for it. But if they feel like they got to eat too, they probably not going to give it to me. Shit, nigga, I got to eat too, right? So at that point in time, I might have to fucking fight for some food. I might have to go kill them for some food after about 3 or 4 days, right? Or maybe I have to learn how to fucking grow some vegetables. Or grow me a fucking apple tree or pear tree. Maybe that's what I might have to learn to do. Because the person who knew how to do that shit, who had a garden, they'd have more power than anybody with any amount of money. When it comes down to the human basic survival needs, your power lies within fucking eating, drinking water, and having shelter. But all of the power has been given to the person with the money, because we have to get money to buy our food. We have to get money to buy our clothes. We have to get money to buy our water. We have to get money to buy our shelter. So whoever's controlling the money controls us. You in the loop. If you get up and go to work every day, once a week, you in the loop. If you sit at home and wait on a check from the government, you in the loop. You in the system. The cycle is never ending. And we're taught this shit from ABC to 1 through 3 are the first steps to your independence of dependency on currency. I'm out.